15 myths about weightlifting that you need to stop believing if you want to gain muscle. If you still believe in any of these myths that we are about to present, know that a portion of the money you are investing in the gym, supplements, and diet is going straight to waste. Stay tuned until the end, because myth number 8 is the one that most people still believe. Myth number 15, warming up on the treadmill or stationary bike. Many weightlifting practitioners begin their training sessions with a run on the treadmill or sometime on the stationary bike, believing that this is the best method to warm up before lifting weights. However, the main objective of a warm-up is to increase blood circulation in the muscles that will be effectively used during the workout, as well as to raise body temperature and improve the mobility of the joints involved in the exercise to be performed. So, if the focus of your workout is the biceps, and you are going to start with an exercise such as the barbell curl, for example, the ideal thing is to perform a few light sets of that very same exercise as part of the warm-up. This directs blood flow to the biceps, while at the same time preparing the joints and tendons for the specific movements that you will execute. By doing this, you not only improve the effectiveness of the warm-up, but also reduce the risk of injury and prepare the neuromuscular system for the specific effort that is to come. Myth 14. It is necessary to feel the muscle burn to achieve hypertrophy. Unfortunately, in recent years, the concept of no pain, no gain has become very popular in gym environments. This slogan has led many people to believe that gym exercises and physical training are synonymous with pain and suffering, perpetuating the idea that if you are not feeling discomfort during the workout, then you are not making progress. The truth is that the burning sensation many feel during intense exercises is due to the accumulation of lactic acid in the muscles. And the worst part, this burning sensation caused by the buildup of lactic acid has no direct relationship with the process of muscle hypertrophy. Hypertrophy, or muscle growth, occurs as a result of microscopic damage to the muscle fibers, which are repaired during the recovery period. This repair process not only restores the muscle, but also makes it grow stronger and often larger. The stimulus for this process is generally a combination of an adequate load and muscle tension, not necessarily the pain or discomfort felt during the exercise. So if you did not feel like you were dying from the workout, but you know that you provoked mechanical tension during your sets, rest assured that hypertrophy will occur just the same. Myth 13. Training abs daily will quickly provide a six-pack. The popular belief that excessively exercising a specific area of the body will bring quick results ignores the true dynamics of how the body works. For example, achieving defined abs, known as a six-pack, does indeed depend on abdominal exercises, but it also largely depends on the reduction of overall body fat, because even if you strengthen and develop the abdominal muscles with specific exercises, they will not be visible if they are hidden under a layer of subcutaneous fat. Fat elimination is a process that happens throughout the body and involves a combination of cardiovascular exercises, a balanced diet, and a sustained calorie deficit. Moreover, the abdominal muscles, like any other muscle group, require periods of rest for recovery and growth. Training them daily without providing the necessary rest can cause excessive stress on the muscles and tissues, increasing the risk of injuries and reducing the effectiveness of workouts. Myth 12. More sweat means a better workout. The amount of sweat can vary greatly from person to person, influenced by factors such as genetics, physical condition, ambient temperature, and hydration levels. If you see someone very sweaty at the gym, it does not necessarily mean that they are burning more calories or performing a more effective workout than someone who sweats less. The true indicator of a workout's effectiveness should be measured by other criteria, such as the intensity of the exercise, progress over time, correct execution of movements, muscle adaptation, and increased endurance or strength. Myth 11. If you stop training, muscles will turn into fat. Muscles and fat are distinct tissues and do not have the capacity to convert into one another. When someone stops training, particularly weightlifting, they may experience a reduction in muscle volume due to the absence of stimuli and activity, a process known as muscle atrophy. Conversely, if that person maintains a high caloric intake without engaging in physical activities to burn those calories, it is likely that there will be an increase in body fat. This does not indicate that the muscles have turned into fat, but rather that there has been a change in body composition, increasing fat levels and reducing muscle volume, a natural condition resulting from the combination of lack of exercise and excessive calorie consumption. Myth 10. More repetitions with less weight define the muscle better. Muscle definition is achieved through a combination of reducing body fat and increasing muscle tissue. This implies that to highlight the muscles and make them more prominent, it is essential to focus on both fat reduction and the growth of lean muscle mass. A study published in the Journal of Strength and Conditioning Research analyzed the impacts of various resistance training methods on body composition. The findings revealed that, regardless of the number of repetitions or the weight lifted, the most important factor for achieving muscle definition was the combination of resistance exercises with a diet aimed at reducing body fat. That is, a calorie deficit diet, where we consume fewer calories than we burn throughout the day. Before we continue to number 9, do not forget to subscribe to the channel. Because in times when many spread crap on the internet in exchange for money, having constant access to correct, science-based information is what will make you progress in the long term in the world of weightlifting. Myth 9. Supplements are mandatory to gain muscle. It is 2025, and the fitness industry continues to grow tremendously, bringing with it a flood of claims about the necessity of supplements to achieve the body of your dreams. Although it is true that the supplement market offers a variety of products designed to facilitate muscle mass gain, the reality is that most of these supplements are dispensable or can easily be replaced by a well-planned diet. Often these products are promoted as essential, but a balanced and nutrient-rich diet is capable of providing practically all the benefits that supplements propose. For example, whey protein, popular among many weightlifting practitioners, is useful for its convenience and rapid absorption, being a practical option for those who do not have time to prepare a full meal. However, the proteins necessary for building muscle can be easily obtained through dietary sources such as meats, eggs, and dairy products. That is why we always emphasize here on the channel that among the available supplements, creatine stands out as an exception. This supplement has a solid scientific basis that demonstrates its effectiveness in increasing strength and muscle performance, and it is difficult to consume in adequate amounts through diet alone, since the amounts found naturally in foods such as meat and fish are much lower than what the body needs. Therefore, if you only have money for one supplement, choose creatine without a doubt, but do not forget to check with your doctor beforehand if it might cause you any problems. Myth 8. You can reduce localized fat with specific exercises. Many people think that by practicing exercises targeted at specific areas of the body, such as AB workouts for the belly or exercises for the arms, they can burn fat in those regions in isolation. However, science makes it clear that fat loss occurs uniformly throughout the entire body and cannot be concentrated in specific areas through localized exercises. So when you do hundreds of sit-ups, you are losing fat from all over your body because you are burning calories, and at the same time, you are helping to build the definition of your abdomen because that specific muscle is growing, not because the abdominals are burning fat in that particular region. A study published in the Journal of Strength and Conditioning Research in 2013 examined the effectiveness of localized fat reduction through specific exercises. In this study, 24 participants were divided into two groups, a control group and another group that performed resistance exercises focused on the non-dominant arm. Over a period of 12 weeks, the experimental group followed an intensive routine of exercises for a single arm. Fat loss was evaluated through ultrasonography, skin fold measurements, and magnetic resonance imaging. The results showed that although the exercised arm exhibited a reduction in skin thickness, suggesting an increase in muscle mass and possible toning, there was no significant reduction in subcutaneous fat in the worked area compared to the rest of the body. The study concluded that there was no significant localized fat loss in the exercised area compared to the rest of the body, reinforcing the notion that localized fat reduction through specific exercises is inefficient. Myth 7. You need pre-workout supplements to improve performance. This is probably the biggest nonsense of all on our list, and is once again supported by an industry that is solely pursuing unbridled profit. Firstly, the impact of pre-workout supplements can vary for each individual, and not all components of these products have proven efficacy or safety for all users. Many of these supplements include stimulants such as caffeine in high doses, which can lead to side effects such as nervousness, insomnia, heart palpitations, and even dependency. Furthermore, exercise performance is affected by several factors, such as proper daily nutrition, sufficient sleep, hydration, and a well-planned training program. And if you so desperately want to feel a little extra energy to achieve better performance in your workout, 1 or 2 cups of coffee can have the same effect, without being mixed with a bunch of junk just so you pay more money. Myth 6. You cannot gain muscle past a certain age. If you are 60 years old or older and you have heard someone say that it is impossible to gain muscle, that person is lying. Regardless of age, it is possible to gain muscle mass, but let us not hide the reality. You will not gain muscle like a 25-year-old after all. Someone at that age has significant hormonal advantages that facilitate muscle mass gain. As we age, hormonal and physiological changes occur that can make gaining muscle more challenging. However, this does not mean that older individuals cannot achieve good results. Studies show that with proper and consistent resistance training, even people over 65 years of age can not only prevent the loss of muscle mass, but also gain significant muscle mass. Strength training is crucial in this process. Exercises that challenge the muscles can stimulate muscle growth at any age, promoting not only an increase in muscle mass, but also improvements in strength and function. In addition to exercise, especially at older ages, it is important to ensure a nutrient-rich diet that supports both the maintenance and growth of muscle. Myth 5. Squats are bad for the knee. The myth that squats are bad for the knees is persistent, but scientific research suggests the opposite when these exercises are performed correctly. A significant study published in the Journal of Strength and Conditioning Research examined the impact of deep and partial squats on knee health. The results indicated that, far from harming the knees, squats can in fact improve the strength and stability of the knee by increasing muscle mass and optimizing load distribution across the joint. The study participants were divided into groups that performed partial squats, up to 50% of the range of motion, and full squats. After a period of training, the researchers observed an increase in muscle strength in both groups, but the benefits were more pronounced in the group that performed full squats. Specifically, the study revealed an increase of up to 20% in quadriceps strength and an improvement in knee joint stability, which is crucial for the prevention of injuries. Myth 4. You should work out every day. Believing that more is always better is another mentality reinforced by the popular belief that training should be synonymous with suffering and extreme effort. Muscle recovery is a critical component for the success of any physical training program. During exercise, muscle fibers suffer small injuries that need to be repaired. It is during this recovery period that muscles become stronger and grow. Training the same muscle group daily without allowing an adequate time for repair can lead to overtraining syndrome, resulting in chronic fatigue, decreased performance, and an increased risk of injuries. Many people achieve significant progress by training only 3 times per week, especially if those sessions are well planned and high intensity, focusing on different muscle groups to allow for proper recovery between sessions. Myth 3. You should avoid carbohydrates if you want to get defined. The myth that it is necessary to avoid carbohydrates to get defined is quite widespread, but this approach can be counterproductive, especially for those who train intensively. Carbohydrates are essential not only to provide immediate energy during workouts, but also for post-workout recovery. When consumed, carbohydrates are broken down into glucose, which is used by muscle cells during intense exercise. Additionally, glucose is essential for replenishing muscle glycogen, the form in which sugar is stored in the muscles and used during long-duration, high-intensity activities. Without a sufficient amount of carbohydrates, muscle glycogen levels are insufficient, which can lead to premature fatigue and reduced performance. The importance of carbohydrates extends into the recovery phase, where they help promote muscle protein synthesis, a vital process for repairing and growing muscles after a workout. Cutting out carbohydrates completely from the diet can have significant adverse effects. In the long term, This can lead not only to a decrease in athletic performance, but also to mood changes, a decrease in cognitive function, and potentially to a state of ketosis, where the body begins to break down fats inefficiently as its primary energy source, which can result in fatigue and other health issues. Myth 2. It is not necessary to train legs if you run or cycle. Running and cycling are primarily aerobic exercises that help increase the efficiency of the heart and lungs, as well as burn calories and improve overall muscular endurance. However, these exercises provide a type of stimulus that is very different from what is offered by weight training. While aerobic training focuses on endurance and energy efficiency over time, weight training for the legs is essential to build stronger and more resilient muscles. Exercises such as squats, deadlifts, and leg presses not only strengthen the major muscle groups in the legs, but also promote the release of anabolic hormones that contribute to muscle growth. These exercises require the muscles to work against a significant resistance, leading to muscular and bone adaptations that cannot be achieved solely through aerobic activities. Myth 1. Cardio is more important than weightlifting when it comes to losing weight. Many believe that running for hours or performing aerobic exercises is the best strategy for losing weight, but weightlifting can be just as, or even more, efficient for slimming down and maintaining overall body health. While cardiovascular exercises burn calories during the activity, weight training has the benefit of continuing to burn calories after the workout due to the increased metabolism that occurs during the body's recovery. Think of your muscles as an energy-burning machine. Therefore, the more lean muscle mass you build, the more that machine burns, even when you are at rest. Muscles, being metabolically more active than fat, increase the resting caloric expenditure, which contributes to the necessary calorie deficit for weight loss without relying exclusively on aerobic exercise. A study from Harvard University that tracked 10,500 men over 12 years confirmed that those who regularly engaged in weight training accumulated less abdominal fat compared to those who only practiced aerobic activities. Now that you know what you should not believe, I have one last very important warning. Besides myths, there are some mistakes that you may be making which, unfortunately, also throw your workout straight into the trash. If you want to know what those 11 most common and worst mistakes are, we have left a video now appearing on your screen showing each one of them. Thank you for watching until here, and may God bless you, my friend.